everyone. My name is Katell. I am a member and volunteer with Women in Localization, and I am a host on the Ask the Chapter video series. I'm very excited today to welcome a new chapter manager from our India chapter, Vidushi Kapoor. So welcome, Vidushi. We're going to be talking a little bit about yourself, but also about your chapter, what you guys have been doing in the India chapter. I'm very excited to dive into this. So maybe we can start with you telling us a little bit about yourself, your career, your journey into localization, and how you actually started to get engaged with women in localization.
Okay, so I'm Vidushi. I've been in this industry for about 10 years now. Purely by accident, it wasn't something, I had really thought about, but I always knew that I loved languages. India being a country so rich in languages, we used to speak about, we speak four at home.
Oh, wow.
Even when I would go to school, I would be exposed to, the other kids speaking different languages. So, it used to be a constant puzzle in my mind trying to decode what they're trying to say. And I'm so glad that I finally ended up in this industry now. It's just serendipity.
Oh, that's great. And yeah, I'm always amazed about the richness of languages, generally in India, and how comfortable people are just moving from one to the next and not even thinking about it. And it's not like being bilingual, it's being trilingual or quadrilingual. I don't even know what the word is. So that's very exciting. And so how did you get involved with women in localization?
Well, I think the Women in Localization chapter had just about started, and I think they were doing a fantastic job in terms of spreading awareness through social media. And some of the topics, the events that they were hosting were very interesting. I just, signed up to see what it's about. And I really liked the whole idea of women in localization. Of course, I had heard of it before, and I soon became a member. And I think about a year or so after that, I got the opportunity to be a part of the chapter leadership team. And of course, I wasn't going to say no.
Great. We're very happy to have you. So tell us a little bit more about the chapter and what you guys have been doing, the events that you've
So I'll
organized.
tell you a bit about my fellow chapter members. So we're fortunate enough to have a very balanced mix of uh, industry experiences. So
Mhm.
we have, uh, a mix of entrepreneurs who are running their own businesses. That's, me personally, our membership manager, Lamia, who's running her own business, Mansi, our social media manager, who's running her own business, along with people who have, very rich experience from industry giants like Rucha, sponsorship manager, who's with Nimzi,
Mhm.
Shalini, our marketing manager, who's with Uber, and Pratibha, also from Uber, and Pooja, who's in the localization department at Adobe. So from that perspective, and also we're all in different roles within the localization industry. There's someone's more in research, another's in transcreation, I'm in technology, and of course, the others, Adobe and Uber, are managing the localization departments within their organization. So there is a lot of different perspectives and different viewpoints that we're able to bring together, and I think that is something that is most exciting
Mhm.
personally for me, and it helps us even come up with a very diverse set of topiks for our events. So, India, as from a localization industry perspective, although, no brainer, we have, I don't know, about 1,000 languages that we speak here. Lot of scope of localization because people need to interact, businesses need to interact with customers.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, we don't really have a very well-defined or well-structured uh, industry, language industry over here, in the sense that we don't have any universities or colleges or courses or certifications, so to speak, for localization, or someone when they're finishing school and they're thinking about what do I want to do in life, they're not able to, I mean, they don't have the awareness that localization is such a vast and interesting field that they can enter and make a fantastic career, and there's so many verticals that they can enter.
Mm.
So for us as a chapter, what we're trying to do is bring people together, bring the community together, and actually tell them that there is so much that can be done in the localization industry. You don't really just have to be a translator. There's project management, there's QA, there is production, there is interpretation, there is
Mhm.
dubbing and OTT. So bringing people together that and to try and create a base for networking, mentorship, and awareness. So that is what essentially that we've been trying to do for the past few years. And if I look at just 2023, we had our first event, which was on game localization, which was
Mhm.
it's something that's really up and coming, and people were really curious and oh, is game localization a thing, and how do you do it? And because people are not used to seeing so much text in games, but still there's so much localization happens. So that was really an eye opener even for me personally.
Yeah.
Another event that we did this year was again bringing the tech perspective to localization and how that really works. And we were fortunate enough to even get a buy side perspective uh, on the panel. It's because
Mhm.
it's usually we've got industry experts, but this time we had a buyer's view also on what are the challenges that they face when they're trying to localize a product, and what are some of the things that they've tried.
Yeah.
Of course, then we had the 15th anniversary celebration, which was so special for us. It was actually the first time a lot of us in the chapter leadership ended up meeting, because this chapter started almost next to COVID, and we had not had the opportunity
Mm.
to even meet each other. But of
Yeah.
course, and then a lot of our members too, and it was absolutely amazing. And our last event for the year, which we just wrapped up a week or so ago, was our first hybrid event. So we had some people who were attending live, and others who were attending virtually, and that was on again, OTT and dubbing and subtitling. So again,
Mhm.
that was, and it was a workshop. So again,
Oh wow, that's great. That's
fantastic
awesome.
experience,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
So yeah, sorry. So you mentioned so in-person event, which I think is great. It's even more of a challenge in a country like India, which is so big. So I assume that you're getting more people from all over the country when you are online, and a smaller group. Where do you guys meet? Like, where are you located?
absolutely, that is so true. Travel, because we're not small geographically, that we're a very large country. It's been a challenge. In fact, last year we tried to pull off one day, four cities, same event. I mean, we had
Wow.
different experts in each of the four cities, and we tried to have it at the same day, same time. There were some locations where a lot of people could come through, and there was a lot of participation. It was great, but there were others where not enough people could actually travel and make it. So yes, we do try and keep hybrid events, but then of course the challenge is that the networking and the actual coming and meeting and talking, that entire experience
Hmm.
gets limited to a large extent. So
Hmm.
we're trying things out. I'm based in Delhi for now,
Hmm.
but I actually flew down to Bangalore where we had our 15th anniversary event, and I'm so glad some of the other members could also fly down from Mumbai and Pune and other cities.
That's great, and I think not only it's I love some of the stuff you've just told us because it's very ambitious. I think the scale at which you operate and the challenges that you have because of that scale. I mean, it sounds to me maybe you need to have like more chapters within India, and so that people can meet in person more regularly. But you've already started doing this, like organically, which I think is very exciting, and I'm in awe of people who actually flew in for the anniversary celebration. So, of all the things you've told us, like, is there anything that you're particularly proud of and that you want us to remember about what you've accomplished, since you become a chapter manager?
Um, I I don't know if there's one thing, but they have this year has certainly, you know, given us a lot of highlights,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of happy moments. For example, our one of our chapter members, Pooja, she actually got an opportunity to speak at a United Nations Commission for Women, and she actually chose to talk about women in localization over there and the good work that we're doing to empower women and help them network and provide them mentorship. That was something really, really special for us. And very recently, we had a globalization event at Adobe, and over there we had the very amazing Renato, who just impromptu gave women in localization such a huge shout out. And I was present there, I was attending, and it that created so much of an impact that the organizers actually gave us stage time to which was unslotted, to actually go and spend 10 minutes and tell everybody about women in localization and what we're doing and how they can become members. We have, we're one of the few chapters who actually have a local partner here, Sitlog.
Mm-hmm.
They hold an annual conference, and of course women in localization got to be a part. We had a booth over there, and a lot of our members were also panelists speaking and representing women in localization over there. So these have been some amazing highlights for us. And of course, one of our chapter members actually managed to go to the WL Gala and actually be a part of the
Oh, that's so
celebration.
great. That's awesome. I mean, all the stuff you're telling us is inspiring. I will say hi to Renato and thank you for his continuing support to the organization. So that's very, very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that with us. You mentioned how you've had to, because of the landscape of India, you've had those challenges and you've had to collaborate between the different cities. Are you also engaging with other chapters within the organization? Do you have any collaboration ongoing, or is that something you would like to do? Tell us a little bit about that.
Uh, it's something we'd love to do. We tried doing it, but unfortunately, we haven't seen much success there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'll talk about an initiative that we were trying to pull off, where all the EMEA chapters were being pulled together to have a common event. Logistical problems in such an endeavor was that we could not find common time between all the chapters to actually, come together and plan the nitty-gritties and execution of the entire event. So this
Mm-hmm.
is something, unfortunately, we're having to postpone to 2024 now, and I sincerely hope that we're able to make it happen. But yeah, definitely more cross-chapter collaboration
Mm-hmm.
would be great.
Yeah.
Of course, if we're able to sort of bridge these barriers of time zones and making calendars
Yeah.
sync up.
Yeah, that's exciting, and so shout out to people maybe in your region and other regions if they're interested in collaborating with you guys. I think that's really great place to start. So, all right. Anything that you're especially excited about, with the new year coming up for 2024?
Well, one thing that we're excited about is that last year I we're just looking at Mailchimp data. We're waiting for metrics to officially inform us, but according to us, we seem to have grown about 27% or more
Wow,
in terms of membership. So that
congrats.
is something we're very excited about, and we're sincerely planning to make this growth, this number even better for the coming year. And one thing that I'm really excited about within the organization is that there is this year there's so much talk and so much focus on diversity, DEI within the organization, and that is something I'm very excited to see how that pans out for the chapters, for growth, for collaboration
Hmm.
in the coming
That's great. Thank you so much. Any final words for our viewers?
year. I love women in localization. If you're not a part, this is the right time to join, because next year is going to be even more amazing than the previous years.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Vidushi, for your time. I've learned a lot about what your chapters have been doing, and I think there's a lot of inspiring stuff there. So thank you for sharing that.